No steel is equal to no railways. No steel is equal to no cars. No steel is equal to no city. The world runs on steel. Imagine our cities, transport, and industries without it. Steel forms the backbone of our nation and our economy. It contributes nearly 2% to India's GDP, making it one of our strongest growth engines. Under the National Steel Policy, the Ministry of Steel aims to double India's steel production by 2030. But this growth could also make CO2 emissions nearly 2.5 times higher if things continue as usual. This poses a major challenge for the climate, with severe impacts on wildlife, ecosystems, and people. That's because steel making is deeply dependent on coal, which plays a dual role. It's used both as a reducing agent to extract iron from ore and as a fuel to generate the extreme heat that is needed for the process. This makes emissions unavoidable unless the process itself is fundamentally transformed. In India, much of our steel still comes from the blast furnace basic oxygen furnace route, the traditional coal-based method that's the most emission intensive. Another significant portion is produced through the direct reduced iron route, where coal or gas is used to reduce iron ore before it's melted into steel. The rest comes from the electric arc and induction furnaces that recycle and melt scrap steel, relatively cleaner but still powered mostly by India's coal-heavy electricity grid. That means India's steel industry emits about 38% more CO2 than the global average, roughly 2.5 tons of CO2 for every ton of steel produced. In 2024 alone, India's steel plants emitted around 240 million tons of CO2, roughly equal to the emissions from 70 million cars on the road. Clearly, decarbonizing India's steel production and reducing its carbon emission intensity is the need of the hour. That's where the India Green Steel Coalition comes in, a joint initiative by WWF India and the Confederation of Indian Industry. Its mission is to help India make the steel of tomorrow green, efficient, and sustainable. Representing over 70% of India's steel industry, IGSC has one clear goal: to reduce the carbon emission intensity of steel making by 30% by 2030. Through IGSC, India's leading steelmakers and buyers are coming together to drive business-led commitments for green steel production and consumption. At the same time, IGSC will support the government to shape a robust policy framework for green steel, ensuring that India's development stands on sustainable foundation. Because the goal is not to stop making steel, it's to make it cleaner and greener. Together, through IGSC, India's growth story can also be its climate success story, where the steel that builds our nation safeguards its future.